Yo, what's up? Jay Thrash in the building, talking with power. Good to see y'all, man. I had to do this one. I would be doing a disservice to all the men around the world if I didn't put this one out, even though I know all the men around the world ain't gonna see this, dog. So a lot of y'all know, and a lot of y'all don't know, but I did just get full custody of my second son. Pat myself on the back, you feel what I'm saying? And I know it's so many more men out there fighting to get their kids, you know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of people in my inbox that just be asking for like tips on, what I did and, what I didn't do, stuff like that. So I had to make a video on it. And honestly, the video ain't gonna be too long. I could really make it long, but I'll do that a different time. But like as far as like tips on, the steps and how to get it, first of all, you just gotta have the right mental. You gotta have the right mindset. You gotta actually be going into this with the right mindset. And you have to go to the courts. I know as men, we don't want to go to the courts. That's the last thing we want to do is be in the system. You know what I'm saying? We always feel like we can work it out through, just communication between, us and our child's mothers. But it don't. But reality is that's not the case. Reality is show you that at certain points, at some point, you're gonna have to just go to court. You know what I'm saying? If you're not seeing your kids how you want to see them, you're just gonna have to go to court, right? Or there's different scenarios where the current, like the mother, in my scenario, it was really my son not being in the best living condition he could be in, right? But it didn't just mean that he was coming here to me. It meant that I had to still prove that I'm fit enough for him to come here. It was really like not me versus mom, but like me versus the state. And then the state kind of was like, you still trying to help her out, trying to still be lenient throughout the whole process. Well, not throughout the whole process, but for a bigger part of it. And it kind of had me discouraged. But me going into it with the right mindset really helped me out. And I had a positive outcome from it. I had some great caseworkers. I had a great lawyer, not a good lawyer. I had a great lawyer. And it all just worked out for the better because everybody, even the judges, it was like, it's been almost 2 years after, almost 2 years, I finally got him. But I say not the first judge, but the next two judges, they saw how, committed I was to this whole process and how dedicated I was and how much I really love my son, you know what I'm saying? So why I say go into it with the right mindset is because they watching and they see all of that. Even if I'm able to take care of him from a financial standpoint, they were looking at so much more than that. They want to see the interaction. They want to see where I'm at, mentally to make sure that he's not coming into a even worse condition or environment than he was just in, So at one point it did turn into like me versus the state because, the state gonna put him in custody of, they gonna put him in a foster care and then he gonna go somewhere, they're gonna make sure they pick the best family for him to go to, a family that's already in the system and is known for, getting kids. So that's what was about to happen. But luckily that didn't happen, man. Shout out to my aunt. She was able to, take him temporarily until I was able to get him. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a great lawyer. You got to be going into this with the right mindset that your child or your children are first. You understand what I'm saying? We all know that they're supposed to be first, but we don't always go about it that way. So in that, be at every date, every court date. Now me, I live in a different state than where my son is. I live in North Carolina. My son is from Ohio. I moved out here. So I had Zoom court dates and I had real court dates that I had to show up for. No matter what, I had to go plane. I had to take planes there, drove there 7 hours. You know what I'm saying? I done took a plane and drove there just to be there for all of 7 minutes in the court. You know what I'm saying? But had to be there. Zoom calls, I didn't miss one. And that's really, that goes into the consistency and the dedication that you got. I was always the first person on the calls. When I had the Zoom calls and they tell me what time it is, I'm already in there like 25 minutes before on my other phone. I'm already in there waiting. They can see that stuff. I'm pretty sure they can see. The judge is, because it's usually like the judge's Zoom call. I'm pretty sure that she can see who's joining. Excuse me. I be in there. I beat everybody in there all the time, right? So these are just little things that they look at. And on top of that, you just got to make sure that you have, you know what I'm saying, a stable income. Like because they're gonna look. They're gonna look. They need to see the evidence. They need to see pay stubs. They need to see all of this stuff. So you got to make sure you have a stable income, because it has to show that you're able to take care of somebody else other than yourself on a stable month-to-month, week-to-week, day-to-day basis. You understand what I'm saying? These are things that, you know, and I know a lot of, you know, y'all know this stuff, but as somebody who finally has my son, like, yo, you have to make sure your funds are in order. You got to make sure that you're really getting money how they want to see you get money. You got to have a job. You got to be able to show a stable income. You know what I'm saying? And not just no 2 months. I don't know how many months they asked for, but it was more than like 2 months. Might have been like 4 or 5. So you know, almost half a year. So they want to see that stuff because they just need to know. They're not gonna play, even if it's your child, they're not gonna place them there without you having the right stuff in place. You know, and I had to go through a 6-month period, like a temporary period, where he was already here with me, but I didn't have custody. He still was the custody of Ohio. And that could have very well stayed the case if I didn't show, while he was here the whole time, progression, showing, you know, how I'm living, what I'm doing, what we're doing. In that time period, I had to put him in school. So, you know, we're getting updates through school, you know, the progression and what he's learning. And just making sure that I'm making sure I got all my I's dotted and all my T's crossed. That's just it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And it'll show. It'll show from your caseworker to the lawyers to the overseers of the case to the judge to anybody involved. It'll show. Don't get emotional. Don't get mad. Just do what you need to do as a man to be in the best position you can to take care of your children. That's it. And I really mean that. There's no better feeling than actually being granted custody. Even though you already feel like you shouldn't have to be, you know what I'm saying, you got to fight for them. And above all, this will show your children how much they mean to you. Fight for them. Got to show them. My son don't necessarily know what's going on. He just knows his mom not there, but he don't really know. But there's going to be a time when he gets older and he's going to want to know what happened. And I'm going to be able to tell him what happened and the whole process. And he's going to remember, like, wait a minute. So you was doing all of that while you had, like, you was doing all that before you came, and then before I came, and then you had me here and you were still doing all that? Yes. That's going to be the biggest, what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to be the biggest confirmation, you know what I'm saying, or the biggest reassurance for him that I love him dearly, unconditionally, and I'm always be there for him, you know? So just keep these things in mind. I know that the process is hard too, and at some points I did definitely think that the system was against me, because I still believe that it is designed to be against the father. I'm still with that, but I believe that if you own your P's and, you know what I'm saying, you got your stuff together, it has to be undeniable. So that just speak to how you living, speak to how you want, what you want out of life, and if you really want your children, because it's gonna be undeniable. I can honestly say that they were, the people in my case were really looking for the best placement for my son. You know what I'm saying? And they found that. they found out with your boy. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stay safe, stay easy, stay protected. Get your folk out your circle that ain't supposed to be there. Easier said than done, but it's definitely doable. Shout out to all the fathers still fighting, man. Keep fighting. It ain't going nowhere. You gonna get it. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. And the people that surround you that love you gonna believe in you too, man. For real. But it start with you. All right? Put the kids first. I'm out.